Choo choo! Chugga 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 chugga! Ah! Millions are dead!
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Oh, this is a fucking weird experience to hear you not fucking sound like Microsoft Sam all the time.
Wow, I'm actually kind of offended by that. Fuck you.
Oof. I'm sorry.
On a completely random note, how is your Hunter Former stud coming along?
Oh Christ! Don't even. I could rant about that forever. Don't get me started. I'm like halfway.
And for the record, I don't really give a shit about the voice thing. I was just joking about being offended.
Okay, great. I've already started this friendship off wonderfully.
We're friends?
Exactly.
I don't fucking know.
I just like to think you mildly tolerate everyone else in the Warframe community.
It sounds about right, to be honest.
Right?
Yeah, Sabuchi and Truberos are borderline a gay couple, and they're like, come
Right?
join us. I'm like, don't even fucking touch me, you mongrels. Whatever.
It's true.
Anyway, regarding this whole fucking podcast shit, the way things go is we just sit around and talk about things we don't like in game and how things could be better. So, question boils down to what is on your mind?
Oh man. Oh, are we actually live now?
Yes.
Like, you're recording? Oh fuck me. Okay. So hi.
Hello.
Yes.
The fuck are you?
I'm Tube. I mean, I used to be known as Drekar Tube Girl, but I'm not anymore. I'm just TubeAfterDark. I'm Tube.
Out of curiosity, why the name change?
Why the name change? Oh, this is funny. Because I felt like my old name was the cringiest shit ever, and I was so sick of pandering to Warframe. And I out of everyone, I feel like I had the most Warframe specific name ever. So I was like, fuck it, I'm changing it. I'm sick of constantly only making Warframe content. I want to make new shit, and I felt like it was better for me.
That's reasonable, but to be honest, in terms of most cringy, I would have to disagree with that. On the grounds of we literally have a partner whose entire premise is being gay.
You're right. We'll get to that.
That is just me, though. Anyways, what is the number one issue on your mind regarding Warframe, considering you're actually pretty ecstatic about being on here?
Yes, I'm fucking clamored to be on here. Alright, so I feel like this first thing is very relevant because it's like this is happening right now and everyone's fucking losing their shits over it. Why is it that when DE releases like a new event or a game mode or something like that, that when a few frames can do it and they can do it really well, like Mesa, Saren, Ember, Nova, like they finish the game mode within 4 minutes or even shorter sometimes. Why is it always the Warframe's fault if they do well? Like, they nerf the frame instead of fixing the game mode. Why not just buff the game mode? Because if you nerf a Warframe just for an event or mode, two things that are going to be forgotten in a week or so by Warframe standards these days, you're actively hindering everything the frame can do in regular play. If there's a problem and you want to fix it, just scale up the enemies or some shit. Make the game mode more challenging, not the Warframes more weak, because that's how we get old Vauban. That's how we get Ember. That's how we get fucking Beavergate way back when. Changes shouldn't be made to a Warframe unless the Warframe is actually a real hindrance to the game mode itself. Not because they can do it quickly.
The way I see it, I would say the reason why they're more readily available to nerf a Warframe rather than buff it is, well, I imagine their simple answer would just be, oh, because nerfing is easier and buffing we could accidentally make a Warframe too overpowered. But knowing DE and how they generally tend to run things in terms of balancing, quote unquote, I would say the reason why they're more willing to nerf a Warframe is because people like to speedrun / cheese grind, so to put it.
Let us do it. Some grind for shit is so fucking annoying and tedious.
I mean,
that's why that like the AoE nuke frames are so fucking popular these days.
True, but going on kind of a tangent here. When they first showed off Railjack in TennoCon, and they explicitly said that getting to the Veil would take ages because it was designed to be like the really high / hardcore area for Railjack, so you couldn't just
Yeah.
breeze through Railjack and get to Vale like right away. Then Railjack actually comes out, and despite what they said, people were in the Vale within like the first day, and
Yeah.
besides that, the one thing that I really find strange is that they feel the need to add time gates in to add a feeling of, oh, this is gonna take a while when content takes a while. Like for example, fucking remember building your Railjack? That shit took like forever because every single part was like 24 hours.
Yes. Oh my god. Like, I didn't have it built on. Oh man, like the start of March is when I finished building my Railjack. I hate
Although
admitting that, but it's true.
Although I do agree with the idea that time gating shit unnecessarily is borderline retarded, you kind of have
Yes.
to ask exactly how fast would Railjack content be quote unquote done if the time gate didn't exist and people could just build a Railjack straight away.
Oh, day one. Like, especially for veterans.
Yeah, so now the other question is if it takes over a year to make something that a player can complete in like not even a week, why does it take a year? That doesn't seem to translate very well.
You have a point there, actually. It's hard to explain.
If anything, I feel like that's more tied to how fucking mismanaged they are, because almost every single person I've talked to here has said that, well, at least after I pointed out about the whole Glassdoor.com thing, that D has like virtually no management, like so to speak, at all. And
No.
again, you can go to the Glassdoor website for Digital Extremes right now, look at every single employee review ever left, and the number one most negative thing you'll see is management is terrible.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Because it's either like, because the people in charge are the people that sit on the fucking couch on dev streams, you know?
Yeah.
You never see like the people that are actually working there unless it's like an anniversary stream or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very little people, but they have to do so much shit. There's so much shit in this game that hasn't come out yet, and that small group of people are doing all of that at the same time. No wonder it takes fucking a year and a half for a new quest to come out. The procrastination is insane.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of how when we were still going through that really big content drought, just waiting for the war within. The one thing I explicitly remember is, well, obviously the main D team, like Rebecca, and Megan, and so on. Obviously, they're more the community side rather than the development side. I explicitly remember, despite the community being like infuriated because of the content drought, just waiting for the war within, which had got delayed like 2-3 times. The main DE team was still going around conventions and shit like there was nothing wrong.
Yep.
Like I remember, like they were like announcing like they were going to like Gamescom, to TwitchCon, to other shit like that. I'm like, don't you think you should probably be like, back in Canada, trying to douse the flames of people just being angry of where is the content?
Don't even get me fucking started. TennoCon 2018, when they released the Sacrifice on consoles the day before the fucking convention.
Did they?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of
Something
that,
like
actually.
Something like that. The fucking update was released like 2 days or a day before the actual convention for consoles. And then when you fucking, because I was there, so I got to experience this shit. When you're there and they're starting Tenno Live, they go, if you haven't played the Sacrifice yet, look away. Are you kidding me? You have this big fucking screen and you're about to show a trailer for the new war and you're telling people that haven't played the game mode yet because, oh, I don't know, they might have traveled here and can't take their fucking PlayStation or Xbox or Switch with them to look away from the screen? What do you mean? What are you fucking talking about? What timeline am I in? Do I have to fucking walk into the fucking place where they're selling pizza and sit there for 30 minutes until the fucking trailer is over?
To answer that question, you're in the timeline where I can complain about a single Warframe for several years and explicitly say over and over the course of those years, remove bounce, get the developers to finally listen to me, yet they don't do the one thing I explicitly asked for. On the flip side, a gay guy plays comes along complaining about how Vacuum on Titania is terrible and they made an Exilus mod literally just for him.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on this fucking Sayandana, which I think looks great, by the way. I love the design of that thing. Doesn't he have his fucking name in it in Corpus or some shit?
I don't know. As far as I know, he's just credited as like one of the creators. I don't know how to read Corpus. You'd have to talk to Better Name Pending about that.
True. I think his name is in it, though. Which is hilarious, by the way. I think there's a better way to put a signature on a Tenogen item. Fucking Liger puts little paw prints on all the Warframe's feet, and I think it's cute. But
Oh, that's nice.
your whole ass name? What do you mean? That's like me making a Tenogen item and putting tube on it. Like, oh my god.
The ironic part is that would probably still sell.
You want to talk about the Warframe partner program? I got a whole plethora of shit to talk about for that.
Purely because Tenogen is considered content by DE. Oh god.
Tenogen is considered content by DE, which I think is silly. I love Tenogen, by the way. I spend ridiculous amounts of money on Tenogen, and I really wish all of it went to the people that actually fucking make Tenogen.
You're telling me, yeah.
They're artists, right? Like, I buy it as an art piece to put on my Warframe, because I'm an artist, so I know how that shit feels. I know how fucking hard it is to make money being an artist. Yeah, I really wish all the proceeds went to them. I feel guilty when I buy one. I feel like I should fucking go in their Patreon or their coffee and shit and give them $2 more.
Then just do that.
Fuck, they work their ass off. And for what? Only some of them can do well because there's already established Tenogen creators out there, like the fucking guy that makes all the Grax skins and the
Faven.
Ion skins and all that shit. Like, they're established. Their shit's gonna get in. The people that are working really hard to like make something new and they're trying to get in there, they never get in. Like, fuck. How long was it until they put the Night Hunter Nidus skin in? That took forever.
I have no idea. I lost track of that, honestly.
Yeah, it took months for that fucking Nidus skin to get in, which is a shame.
I remember
Like,
once. Sorry, go ahead.
God forbid, don't fucking put another Nidus skin in. We need another Nova Tenogen.
God fucking. I really dislike how so much of Tenogen is favored around the popular Warframe. So there are some that like barely get any fucking cosmetics. Like, I remember a while back on Twitter, I pointed out that I was legit willing to find and pay someone else just to make another Vauban cosmetic because he's been out for fucking years and he only has 3. Then Hydroxate comes out of nowhere. He's like, I'm actually working on the skin right now, and I'm like, yes, take my money, please. Which I honestly have not been this excited for a cosmetic in a very long time.
Same. Omni loves Hildren, right? One of his favorite Warframes, and he got so mad because there's never been any Hildren Tenogen, and we're now just getting a new Hildren Tenogen. I don't know who the fuck's making it. It looks amazing. Chances are it's not even gonna get in the next round. Because it's Hildren, and no one gives a shit about Hildren.
No, all you have to do is just find some big name partner who can just bitch about it and get it done. I don't know, maybe Tactical Potato.
Like, Tenogen creators, I'm here. I got ideas. Fucking give me that shit. I'm so ready. I'll help you. But do you want to talk about the Warframe partner program? I got a fuck ton to say about that shit.
Go ahead.
Yes. So the Warframe partner program, I think, and this is no offense to anyone on it or anyone that runs it or anything, but I think it fucking sucks, right? I don't like
You're basically preaching to the choir right now because that's like been like the one of the most agreeable statements out of like the past 6 people I've spoken with here.
Yeah, and it's no offense to anyone on it. There's a lot of Warframe partners I'm buds with. I think they're great. The shit they do is great. But you become a partner and like, for what? You know, for what? Essentially, you get a fancy picture in a game and like some free shit, and you can give away platinum. It's not worth it to me.
Literally, it's just for free shit. That's it. Xanagot pointed that out.
It's not worth it to me. Maybe early into my content creation, I was like, yes, get me in on that shit. Oh my god. And now I've been like, I don't fucking care. I applied twice, right? And I'm not mad at DE for rejecting.
You got denied twice?
Yeah, I got denied twice.
What the fuck? Didn't you meet the requirements?
It's not fucking Ash Yasoghi levels of getting denied, but yeah, I got rejected twice, and I'm not mad at DE for rejecting me or anything, right? It's understandable, and the reason I was rejected first was because of inconsistent uploads, and I don't blame them for that. That's on me, and I get it. The second time was inconsistent uploads, and you need high quality content.
Okay,
No, like
both of those are entirely subjective and also bullshit on the grounds that my content being high quality is highly debatable. And despite that, I've been in and out of the partner program like literally 3 times. On
yeah,
top
yeah.
of that, there are occasions where I leave for over half a year on account of work, and every single time that's happened, I've never been threatened with getting kicked out or anything. So
Oh,
rejecting someone on the basis of, hey, you don't upload frequently, or hey, this is not quality content, just seems absurd.
yeah,
Especially
you get
considering,
people on the Warframe partner program that don't upload, like they upload like once a month and you still keep them on there.
or you get the one guy who has like 3 million subscribers who he reviewed the game once and he like never touches it again, and he's still a partner.
Bricky, but you know. So the point is, it doesn't matter. And moving away from me and my experience with it, I'm buds with a lot of partners, yeah. And when I talk to them about videos and shit, they go, "Man, I'd love to make a video that I want to do. I want to do this game or do this cool thing that I've wanted to do forever." And I go, "Yeah, man, fucking do it." And they go, "Well, I can't." So I say to them, "Why? It's your channel. Fucking do it." And they go, "No, I can't make non-Warframe content. I got to make a new Warframe thing now." And I'm like, "What do you mean? It's your channel. You're not fucking owned by DE. They're not your parents. If you feel like you're gonna get your ass kicked by DE for doing what you want to do on your channel that you made, then that's bad. That's really bad. If your creativity is being hindered by the fact that you're a Warframe partner, it's not fair to you." And like, I get it. Like, I know how much DE pays people for sponsored videos, right? It's mad fucking buccarinos. That shit is so worth it for one video, you know? But it's not worth it when you can't do what you want to fucking do and you feel trapped just because you're a Warframe partner. Like, is
Yeah,
it really worth it in the end?
like in the case of Mugamu, where he really wanted to branch out, and he kind of just lost his audience because of it. Because if you're known for Warframe and try to branch out, you're gonna lose your money and potentially your livelihood.
Absolutely! I agree with that shit wholeheartedly. If I make a Warframe video, I get like 16k views. If I make a video about fucking League or fucking anything else, like 3k views. And most of it is like stuff that I'm really proud of making and that I'm really happy that I made and I'm happy that it's out there. And people are like, "No, I don't care. Make Warframe shit. Fucking make that shit.
Yeah.
Make it. More Warframe. Do stuff." And they're like poking you with a stick. They're like, "Fucking make Warframe shit."
So
I'm
now
like, no.
it just boils down to like what me, Mr. Warframe guy, and Quaich have been doing for like the past 5 years. Now it's just a matter of how creatively can you just make fun of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It annoys me too because they give Warframe partner away to people that are actually like established content creators, right? People like Bricky who will make 30-second videos of every single Warframe and then stop doing Warframe altogether, and they're still a partner.
Yeah.
Like, and that's no offense to Bricky himself. Bricky's a great guy, but why is it at that standard? Why do you have to give Warframe partner to someone who isn't making Warframe content anymore?
Because they're popular, apparently. Which is why I've always been a believer of the idea that if they're good, it's fine if they like pay people to like literally just talk about Warframe once and then never touch it again. But I feel like if they're gonna do that, they should at least split the program into like partner affiliates, which is like the people who like they paid to just fucking talk about the game, and the partners who like actually regularly make content on it. Because if you jumble everyone together, then it just seems like a mess. And it already is a mess, given that we have literally over 100 different partners across different platforms.
Yeah. I've had people fucking make fun of me for that shit. Like, "Oh, this is why you're not a partner. This and this and blah blah blah, and your content is bad, or you draw those things, you know, things that shouldn't be spoken of. You draw that shit." And I'm like, first off, I can't afford to make nice videos. I don't have fancy editing programs. And second off, if I was not allowed on the partner program based on the shit I draw, that is so fucking hypocritical. You realize who makes your deluxe skins? Liger makes your fucking deluxe skins. If you were on fucking Liger's Tumblr before Tumblr banned all that shit, you would see some shit, my guy.
I don't want to think about it, honestly.
Oh, don't even. Liger has drawn so much like adult artwork of Warframe. like a ton, and they draw your fucking deluxe skins. So don't be hypocritical, right? It'd be fucking ironic, but I know that's not the reason.
I feel like
I know
if
myself.
the game just fails and Liger can no longer make Tenogen like a source of income, I'm pretty sure he would be fine with just delving into Warframe Rule 34 art.
Right? Right? Like, I would make mad bucks if I just gave up and fucking did that. It'd be so fucking funny.
Take a page from the furry fandom. Just become an artist
Right?
and just live your life drawing
Make some
repulsive
fucking
shit.
$5,000 your character here or some shit. That went around Twitter for
Yeah.
a while.
God, that was fucking disgusting.
It was so fucking funny. And someone paid for that too. That's like the cost of a fucking house.
Oh god.
But yeah,
Fuck.
the only reason that Warframe has any relevancy right now, besides like the really bad balancing or the fucking like people are losing their minds on the fucking Reddit, is all the porn.
Sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah. Speaking of the fucking community and the Reddit, another good point besides the partner program is that the community. I'm gonna throw some fucking shade out here. The community doesn't like to admit that they're awful. they really don't. They just think that when some shit hits the fan in the community, it's not their fault. It's either the partner's fault or it's DE. The partners aren't DE, guys. They can't fix shit.
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to say for like the past 5 years.
The partners are not DE. They don't even fucking work for them technically. They're not getting paid. But no. It's not the community's fault ever. Not the fuckers who rant for paragraphs on Reddit like they're fucking writing the Declaration of Independence. It's not them. And I'm sure you've seen the headassery on Reddit. It's just it's stupid. It's stupid complaints that they can post on there. Because I've seen it, and they have like one of the worst mob mentalities I've ever seen, either it be on Twitter or the Reddit, you know? Like,
Yeah, I remember one comment that I don't remember if it was on a dev stream or during a prime time or something, but I remember that Rebecca said that like trying to go through the Warframe subreddit was like trying to wade through like a pool of toxic waste.
yeah, pretty much.
And that is
all people do there is complain.
That's not really. It's not my intention to shit on the Reddit because I do frequent the Reddit and
I do too.
I fucking love the subreddit even though it does have its flaws. But one thing, community related that I never quite understood about DE is that the way they prioritize feedback is so fucking obtuse that it just makes me wonder like who the fuck is running anything around here. Like blatant example, fucking years of asking for universal vacuum. No. They just solid no. They never gave a solid reason, just a solid no.
And
One person on Twitter says, I'm so fucking done. They're really making universal medallions apply to Conclave. I'm done. This shit's on everything that Conclave players like myself had strived for. Steve saw that shit. He patched it so universal medallions don't affect Conclave anymore, and he single-handed
being a fucking Conclave player.
Yeah. One fucking person is the reason why Conclave is still dead.
Yeah.
It's asinine.
On fucking Lunaro, fucking sticking to my orbiter like a fucking Hellman cyst, and it hasn't fucking gone for years now. Why is Lunaro still in the game?
Why is Conclave still in the game?
Why is Conclave still there? Why is Lunaro there? Why is Conclave there? Why is Iron Wake in the game, for fuck's sake? Just put Paladino in the fucking relay and put Clem's Bluntfort in the relay. I'd rather see it in the fucking relay than have to go to this leech of a place that's on Earth that no one goes to except for one quest.
Also, besides Iron Wake, also that one little like shrine area that was part of the Titania quest.
Yeah, nobody goes there anymore except to get like rare mods, which everyone already has.
Yeah.
Like you go down this one path in Warframe and you're like, oh, that's cool, and then you see the Titania thing and you're like, oh, that's pretty. I remember you from the quest. I'm gonna go and do my assassination mission now. Like, it doesn't matter. There's so much random shit in the game that can just be easily removed. And speaking of random shit in Warframe, why is it that every time we get a new update, they have to add like 50 new fucking resources to shit? Like they're
because
so scared of people finishing things so quickly that they have to add 50 new resources.
Probably because even though it's been suggested for a while, like, hey, you know what's a really good idea? How about you take like the millions of alloy plates we've gathered over the last few years and put them to a better use, like
Right? Or like all the fucking
improving your railjack.
salvage.
But apparently that's not a thing because D's looking at the millions of alloy plates and other resources that we have, and they're like, nah, we're not gonna do that, and they just add on new resources.
Yeah, it's annoying. And speaking of resources, I don't know if you've noticed this. Warframe DE specifically has, I hate saying it, they have a lazy streak of making resources. Uh, you know, the whole thing with the catalyst in the reactor, how it's just upside down and a different
Yeah.
color. And when they add new shit like the fucking arbitrations, that's what they're called. They put an arbiter's head on a random floating thing, and they were like, that's a thing now. You have to fucking attack it. Like they just take random shit they already have and piece it together and make it a different color, and they're like, yes, that is a new enemy, or that's a new resource. Like you have the manpower. You take all the people that are struggling working on your quest and work on that shit. Like work on the shit you have to do now.
Recycling mobs is just a trend that it's shitty, but it's a thing. Although I'm surprised it's in Warframe. I mostly see it in like Asian fucking games and shit.
Like I'm happy with the new shit they're doing, like they're adding new sentience and new tile sets and all that shit. But you're putting it in a fucking game mode that nobody wants to play.
Hey, I don't think it's out of the question that at this point, like the art and sound team are carrying Warframe.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
The art and sound team are doing a lot, but they're not doing. How do I explain that? They're doing a lot, but they're not doing it where it counts. Like where the fuck is Nightwave 3, right? We're on the third one?
It's still primed soon.
Yeah, it's primed soon. Was it Nightwave gonna be a thing where we do it for a couple months, it goes on hiatus, and then it comes back? Whatever happened to consistency? Because I've been really fucking bored waiting for new Nightwave. It was one of the only things that kept me engaged.
It's DE we're talking about here. They're about as consistent as Jello.
True. But like, why is it that when you have this group of very, like, it's a small group of people that DE is, people don't really understand how small it is. You have the small group of people, you have all this shit you want to do. You want to do quests, you want to do game modes, you want to do Nightwave, you want to release new deluxe skins, you want to release a new Warframe. You have all this shit you want to do, but you don't have a proper schedule for how you want to do it. So shit just gets released randomly. Like on dev streams, they're like, hey, look at this new thing, everyone. Look at this brand new thing. Look at this new Hydroid Deluxe skin, which is taking so fucking long to release, it might as well be his fucking Prime trailer.
Zephyr Deluxe would like a word with you.
Yeah, Zephyr Deluxe. Jesus Christ. They were like, we're bringing it back. Where is it? I don't see it.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's really annoying when they go on dev stream and they're like, this is all the shit we're making. We're never going to tell you when it comes out, but we're making this shit.
They did try to make a roadmap, but it didn't work out, if you remember last year.
The 2019 roadmap. They had, like, how many things? They had the 4 Warframes, which they released that year, which were great. I don't think any of those Warframes were bad. People really liked those Warframes. Then they had Plains of Eidolon rework. They had Duviri. They had the New War. They had Empyrean. All this fucking shit. How the fuck did they think that they were going to release all that in 2019? They released 2 things and 4 Warframes.
Probably because DE has a problem where Steve says he wants to do a thing, the rest of DE says, yeah, it's a good idea. No matter how ridiculous or incredible it is in terms of creative vision, they all agree to do it, but they lack the actual ability to do it, which is why they showed off Railjack as like, yeah, you can go from the ground to fucking space now, isn't that cool? And now we have Solar Chart 2, but with its own
Yeah,
resources.
now we have Scarlet Spear, which is stand simulator or shoot simulator.
Mm.
It's so irritating. I feel like the whole mentality at DE is, oh, let's work on this quest. Let's fucking work on this new Warframe. And so they're working on it. And they're working on it, and they're trying to get a release date for it, and they're going, and everything's smooth. And then one of the boss men come in and are like, brand new game mode. We're doing this now. And everyone's like, but we're working on this quest. We're working on this new Warframe. What do you mean? No. This new quest, this new game mode, Scarlet Spear. Yeah, it's got to be released in like a month. So yeah, do it now. And then they're like, but why? Money. Do it now. Make it unfinished.
I would actually not be surprised if that's how things happen.
Right?
Although
like, they get this cool idea and they're like, we got to do it now, like right now. Also, wasn't the new Warframe supposed to be released with Scarlet Spear?
no, it's coming out with Deadlock Protocol.
What the fuck is that?
Then the event that's coming like right after this, where it's the event that D mentioned would come after Scarlet Spear that would give like some backstory / lore to the corpus.
Yes, of course. Yeah, just to prove it, like I didn't even know what the fuck that was. That's how deep in like Scarlet Spear drama I've been in. Like that's what everyone's complaining about. Like I was just like, what is that?
Yeah, remember when everyone said Buried Debts was the worst alert by far?
True. Fucking Buried Debts.
And here we are.
Buried Debts and fucking the ghouls on Cetus. Or is it? No, not Cetus. Fucking
Just the Plains of Eidolon?
yeah, Plains of Eidolon. Cetus is a fucking overworld. Why are the ghouls and the Thermia fracture still a thing? Because the new players need an Opticore Vandal or lore fragments?
Probably,
No.
yeah. I don't fucking know.
That's fucking stupid. Like, if we finish the quest for the Thermia fractures and we get the Opticore Vandal, why isn't that removed from our fucking event thing on like our overview thing on the front of our orbiter? Why isn't that removed for people that have already done it?
Good question.
Like, why does it have to be a thing, like this big thing that comes back every month or so? Like, oh, look out, fucking the planet on Venus is exploding and shit. Go fucking farm for your Opticore Vandal, even though you already did it. Or fucking like, the ghouls on Cetus are here. Go get your fucking lore fragments. I can't even say that with a straight face. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's amazing
Insanity.
how both of those, I'm gonna say mini alerts, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they're more consistent than Nightwave, because we're like, what, day 161 without Nightwave 3?
Jesus Christ, has it been that long?
Oh
Half
my
a
god.
year?
Okay. If you think it's been that long, do you want me to tell you how many days it's been since raids have been removed? Because I've been keeping,
like
I've been
2
keeping
years now, right?
Not
2 or 3
exactly.
years?
I've been keeping track. You know how many days it's been?
How?
768.
Since raids have been removed?
Yes.
Yeah, about 2 years. That's what I had thought. Because when I started playing Warframe when Chroma was released, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2016, and then I stopped, and then I came back. And when I came back to Warframe, it was around the time raids were being removed, and I was like, oh, well, that's weird. But you know what? Okay. And then they were like, a year down the road, they're like, we're bringing raids back in some way. What do you mean, some way?
You know they're gonna involve Railjack,
Like,
be real.
You either remove raids or you bring them back. You don't bring them back in some way. I don't get that.
The basis for removing raids, if I remember right, was because they were having to like frequently bug fix it on account of the new content they're releasing. But bringing them back, I don't know what that would do to solve the problem of we always have to bug fix this, especially if they decide to introduce them into something else like Railjack, which would not go over well if you remember how buggy Railjack was on release. So Railjack raids, honestly, I mean, they sound cool, but it's not something I want. And I'm pretty sure that when I did the podcast session with Xanagoth, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember right, but I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines of, "I don't even want raids back anymore."
Yeah, I would give up at this point. Anyone that's begging for raids right now, give up. They're not coming back.
Yeah.
They're gonna work on some brand new game mode with recolored corpus textures and. I'm straight vibing.
Oh yeah. Speaking of vibing, I did hear what happened about your art thing.
Yeah, I know.
That sucks ass.
I had to deal with that for the entire night. But Taylor messaged me on Twitter and said that she's gonna fix it. So yes, good.
Oh, that's good. Bounces
Out of
out.
10. I get to not deal with that anymore. Hopefully.
Anyway, with having, I'm assuming you haven't played Deadlock Protocol yet, or if
Nope.
you have, yeah.
Nope, I have not touched it.
So has it been for you like a complete uninstall, or just you haven't really touched Warframe?
No, I still have it installed. I just have not touched it in like 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Wow.
I think the last time I actually started it up was like last month.
Not even for just login rewards?
Yeah, no. Not even for login rewards.
I'm impressed.
You're wow.
No, just even, at least I'm the kind of person that even if I'm playing a game that I like fucking despise, I have to do the dailies. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just wasting.
That's fair. I understand that.
And also, as someone who used to play League of Legends and seeing you like proverbially fangirl over it, over Warframe is just weird because I was
A lot of people think that.
yeah, because I was there too, where I would just constantly play League like nonstop, mostly ranked. But then I quit, and by quit I mean it was because I got permanently banned when I was in Japan for being toxic, and I did deserve
Oh
it.
my god.
I did deserve it, honestly, I really did. And ever since then, I haven't played League. And at first, I was mad because I was so close to getting into a platinum because I was hard stuck gold, and I got over it eventually. I still follow League like esports wise, but otherwise,
That's
I
fair.
have not looked back.
I mean, I've been no-lifing Warframe since 2016, right?
Yeah.
I started playing when Chroma was released, and that was all I did. And then I stopped, and then in I stopped for a bit, and then in 2017, when my brother and my mom and I moved from Alberta back to Newfoundland, we didn't go by plane or shit. We drove across the country because she wanted to,
Jesus.
she wanted to be like, oh well, you guys will probably stay in Newfoundland until you guys are until Neil is graduated high school or some shit. So let's have a fun road trip across Canada, and it was fun. It was nice. I got to see a lot of shit, but every time we like went in a hotel and shit, I would just play Warframe until like 5 a.m. in the morning, and then my mom would wake up and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'd be like, "I'll sleep in the car."
That's
And
actually
then,
pretty reasonable if you ask me.
and then 2018, I started playing League, and like when I was in high school, I had friends that fucking loved the fuck out of League, right? But I didn't get it at the time. And then I was like, fuck it. I'm bored. I only have Warframe to play. I'll play League. And now I can't fucking stop. It's true. It's true what they say. It's a fucking trap.
You just have to force yourself away from it. It's weird. Although I can't do that with Warframe, no matter how hard I try. Like, people are like, "Man, if you seem like you hate the game so much, why don't you play something else?" And my response is usually, "I don't hate the game. I just don't exactly have a positive opinion of the people who manage the game."
That's perfectly fair.
Yeah, and even if D had like absolutely like no faults to speak of, and the game, if it were the opposite situation basically, where if the developers were like amazing but the game was just like not up to par, then I'm pretty sure I'd still would have the same opinion of I can't stop playing.
That's fair. I feel like you can enjoy a game, but you can still be critical of shit about it, because there's a difference between despising a game and fucking just being critical of a game.
Yeah, that's actually. I think I've seen a few memes floating around that regarding the partner program of like every partner in a nutshell. Oh, I hate this game. Next day later, still playing the game.
Like,
similar to League, kind of.
True. It's like, have I wanted to be Warframe partner? Hell yeah, that'd be cool. Would I enjoy being Warframe partner? I don't know.
I mean,
but
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sure. With that whole partner rework that they're doing, that I was amazed that that shit happened. I woke up and everyone was like, "Partner program is dead, crab rave," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I looked and I was like, "Oh fuck, partner program dead!" And then I went, "Oh no, partner program dead."
Why would that be a bad thing for you?
I just wanted to see the shitstorm that would happen on Twitter, and it was fun. Because as someone who still is around the Warframe community and isn't a Warframe partner, watching that shit go down is the funniest shit ever. I love it.
I've heard that apparently people were upset about that, and maybe it's just me, but I haven't seen anyone like actually be like mauling over like, oh my god, partner program's dead. What am I gonna do now?
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I love the memes, and I love people being like, partner program gone. What now?
Yeah, because
but it seems that what they're doing, it seems interesting. I'd like to see how they do it, and if it'll actually not be a fucking shitstorm like the partner program is.
Yeah, it's like all eyes on them for that.
Yeah, like everyone's gonna be watching them.
I don't think I've ever been so hopeful, but also like terrified over the changes that they're doing for the creator program, because on one hand, I feel I'm pretty optimistic about it because they're quote unquote lowering the barriers for entry. They're letting more people in, like capture artists and fan artists are like actually getting leeway now.
Yeah.
They're basically opening it up so like more people in the community can like actually be a creator, quote unquote, rather than just, oh, if you're not a streamer or a content creator on YouTube, we don't really care. I like that. I really like that. But on the flip side, I feel like the reason why they, instead of just updating the rules, like overall, kind of like how they did with the chat moderator program a year or two ago, instead of doing that, and what they did instead was just literally throw that out the window and make a brand new program, I feel like that was like the only way they could reasonably like reset the program without causing or singling anyone out. And by that, I mean without like just kicking me or Rob out.
I wonder how that's gonna go down. That'll be interesting. I've heard people say Rob will just get in because connections, and honestly, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
It's like Rob will get in because connections, Xeno will get in because of connections, but it's for two different reasons.
Yeah, but it's I almost feel bad for DE, where it's like on one hand, if they let Rob in, even after all this shit, it's like, well, they basically just fucking remade this program for no reason when they just said we're gonna take rules like a little bit more seriously and be more clear about reporting people and stuff like that. But on the other hand, if they reject him, you know he's gonna start complaining on Twitter.
I let him complain.
Yeah, but you know how it goes. Fucking, he can pull the, oh, they don't like me because I'm gay card, and then you're gonna see on Twitter trending #Digital Extremes is over party.
I will join the party just to be there, grab Pepsi, sit in a corner, and then leave. Because I just want to see the two chicks at a party fight each other.
Almost.
And then when they stop, I'll just leave.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I'm really hoping that it will be good and they'll actually look over the bullshit that they used to do.
Yeah, I guess.
Hoping, at least.
Yeah, so am I, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, knowing them for like the last 2 or 3 years, I'm not really gonna hold my breath. But maybe this time around they actually learned their lesson. Maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe.
I don't
Hopefully.
know. Most
Mm.
reactions I've seen in regard, yeah, most reactions I've seen about that, it's either been like, oh, it's gone, cool, I'll just reapply, I guess, or hey, it's gone, I don't really care. I've barely seen anyone flat out say that they're mad about it being gone, or they're just not going to reapply for it. I've barely seen that.
I haven't. That's fair. I haven't asked Sab about that or Cerberus. I haven't even asked Omni about that if he's gonna reapply. He hasn't even mentioned the change of the partner program to me.
I thought that he put out like some longish text post on his Twitter saying that he was taking, yeah, he is taking a break from Warframe.
Yeah, he is.
But he's not saying he's not quitting Warframe. So I'm assuming by that logic he means like he's gonna focus less on Warframe and more on stuff IRL. And because he's not flat out quitting, he's probably still gonna try to apply for the creator program, especially because D explicitly said they want to make it a quote unquote low pressure environment where you don't have to like constantly upload and stuff. Which I like that approach of being like, hey, upload whenever you want and stuff like that. But I think that brings up two problems of one, again, why couldn't they just update the rules for the partner program? Because I remember, I think around a year ago, they issued a statement, kind of, that basically said, yeah, we're aware that some partners are inactive, and yeah, we know that like real life stuff happens, but we kind of turned a blind eye to that, like they did for data mining and stuff like that. And the other problem I see with that is they haven't really, or at least not yet, they haven't explicitly given any time limit for how long you can be inactive in terms of being like a creator. So it's like, how long do I have until they say, yeah, you gotta go? Is it like a month, a week, a year?
That's fair. What Omni's doing right now is basically pulling a me where, yeah, I still like Warframe, but I'm not doing Warframe shit all the time. I wanna do my own shit. Wanna be my own person.
It's kind of sad.
Sort of thing.
If you ask me, it's kind of sad how that's becoming a more recurring thing.
It is, where people that started YouTube because of Warframe don't want to do Warframe anymore, but at the same time, if they don't do Warframe, they're scared that their shit won't get as much traction anymore and that people are only there for Warframe, which is true. A lot of people are only there for Warframe.
Yeah, pretty true. Which I find it interesting how even though we all meme about like, oh, we're gonna quit Warframe and then come back like Iflin and Mugamu, I find it really interesting how Mugamu. Oh, I'm pretty sure you remember like 3-4 years ago when Mugamu was basically like the poster boy of the partner program and Warframe on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he was like constantly almost in touch with DE. He's been to their studio like at least 2-3 times. Not for TennoCon, for like other shit, which is
like
really...
absolutely, they're like inviting him over and shit. He was like, this is the Warframe guy, you know?
Yeah.
Before Mr. Warframe guy.
Yeah, he was basically like the face of Warframe content on YouTube, and then when he just left, it's like, yeah, everyone memed on it, like, oh, he's quitting, whatever. But ever since he left, even though he was at the time like the biggest content creator for the game as well on YouTube, D just like basically deleted him off the radar.
A little bit, right? You don't see his shit around no more.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's also kind of sad because I remember out of boredom going through his Twitter, he basically said that, I forgot what the context was, but he says like, yeah, this is why I stay away from Warframe now. I forgot what the context was, but it's honestly kind of sad how, actually not sad, more like confusing how, even though it was pretty obvious that he was on like really good terms with DE, like friends and stuff, they don't really give a shit about him anymore.
I can see that.
It's
my biggest problem with making Warframe content was back when before I am what I am now, when I was still Drekar 2 girl. The biggest problem with me was that it was so hard for me to stay like on a consistent schedule, because around the time I was becoming Warframe partner, I was moving across provinces. I was in 2 different houses. I was working a job, and then I got laid off that job, and then I was trying to find other jobs, and then I moved out of those houses, and then I came back home, and now the virus is happening. There's so much shit that stopped me from getting Warframe partner, just by, circumstance, but also like just me trying to make things where the rules were make new content every week, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean every week?
That was
It takes me a week to make one video
wow. That's wow.
because I always got shit going on.
Even though that was technically a rule of weekly content, that wasn't. That's one thing that kind of bothered me about the partner program is the rules, they were lax on it, but they never really said it outright. Like, yeah, they said on paper you need to upload like once a week, but in reality they didn't really enforce that like at all.
When it came around the time for me to apply after uploading once a week, they were like, you're not consistent, and I'm like, okay. I kind of just gave up after the 3rd try.
Yeah, they don't really, at least when it came to that rule, they didn't really police everyone to that. Like, during the partner program's days, I remember seeing like a pretty decent chunk of content creators, mostly small people, obviously, who they would go literally months without uploading anything at all, and they're still in the partner program somehow.
Oh yeah,
the same thing for me.
There's a couple people like that.
I can't really talk shit honestly either, because fucking there's been 2 times like a year or 2 ago when I would just flat out like dip from YouTube, mostly for like deployment stuff, for anywhere from like 5 to 7 months, and I would never say anything to DE. I would just be like on YouTube, like, "Hey, I'm leaving. Bye." I'd leave, come back, nothing. I would
That's
still
fair.
get I would still get emails about like day 1 access and stuff. I'd still get emails about, usual partner stuff. Not once was anything ever addressed of, "Hey, we noticed you're inactive. What's going on?"
Is Porfy still a fucking Warframe partner?
Good question actually.
Like, is he alive still?
Yes, he is. He is alive. He was
He's alive? Okay.
Yes, he is. The last I saw of him was he commented on my video about on my criticism of DE video.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sad how many people we all knew make content years ago are just gone. Like Mugamu, gone. Xanagoth doesn't give a shit anymore. Porfy, gone. Kinchu, gone. Stellar D, gone. So many fucking people are gone. It's sad.
Oh, I know that feel. I do
Yeah.
know that feel. It's like, where'd they all go? And then you're just like, oh yeah, they're tired of Warframe like I am now.
Yeah, they all moved on to better pastures. Which
And it's a shame because, god damn it, I fucking love this game so much. And I never tell people that I do, but I really love Warframe. It got me across fucking Canada. It got me to meet all these cool people. I have friends. I have a server with fucking 2,000 people in it, which I never thought I'd fucking have.
wow.
I got made into a meme for a bit. Like, I fucking owe that game like half my fucking life right now. And I still love Warframe because it has a lot of shit in games that I enjoy. I like sci-fi. I fucking adore character customization. I'd sell my soul to any game ever if they had proper character customization. It's easy to learn from just a combat standard. The story is it's a story.
It exists.
But it was just my aesthetic, and it still is. You're just a weird, hot monster thing with a gun, and all you just do is shoot things, and the enemies are plentiful but weak, and that's my favorite kind.
Okay, rewind on that. Did you just say hot monster thing?
I said what I said.
Clarify on that, please. I'm very confused.
Bird, please. The Warframes are hot, man.
I don't even know how to mount a response to that.
You know what I draw.
I'm aware of what you draw.
You've seen my art, you fool.
I am aware of what you draw, yes, but I was not. Never mind. Anyway, what was I talking about before?
I was talking about how much I fucking love this game, and it's great.
Oh,
But the problem
right.
is, how do I keep playing it? It's kind of lame right now.
I would think of it in two ways. Either just have something IRL that forces you to step away from the game, which is as much as I like fucking hate doing military stuff all the time. One thing I'm actually grateful for is that it forces me to step away from Warframe, mostly for deployments, which
That's fair.
it's basically I get paid to stop playing. I come back, there's brand new shit for me to do all the time.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And another way I think I would say you could go about it is and one thing I kind of never really understood about people who make content about Warframe on YouTube in general is if it's not fun to make or play, why bother monetizing it at all? Like, I thought the point of content creation was for fun. So every single time someone's like, hey, donate to my Patreon or my Subscribe Star or whatever, I was like, I thought this was for fun. I mean, it's fine if you make a video and like monetize it, because obviously you have to make a living. But if you're not having fun with it, why? I don't know how to word it.
I get what you mean. I have links to shit on the bottom of my videos, but I never like mention it in my video. I usually just go like, sub if you want to. And that's about it. I don't like to push like my things that require you to pay, because then I just feel bad. I feel bad when anyone gives me money.
Yeah.
I just have it there to I have it as an option, and I just put it there. I'm never like, go fucking donate this shit. Go do it right now. Rah!
Yeah,
Right?
I'm like
Because
total...
I am not someone to demand things out of my followers, because I feel bad when like I could be fucking streaming any game ever and someone could donate me $2 and I'd be like, no, put it back. Put that back.
It's free
That's
money,
not
though.
mine.
You're gonna say no to free money?
There have been people on my stream that have given me a lot of money, and then I feel really bad about it.
I mean, you shouldn't really feel bad about it, because if they felt the need to give it to you, well, just personal opinion here, if somebody feels the need to like give you something, like money or something, it's more polite to just accept it, even if you don't want it, than say, no, 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 I don't want it, because that just kind of shits on their purview of being polite.
I suppose. I have this thing where I hate, like, I always feel greedy when people give me things, because then I feel like I have to give them stuff back in return, and then I usually do. It happens a lot when people, like, make me fan art. That's the big thing.
Is that just a you thing, or is that a Canadian thing?
It's both.
Wow.
I'm trying to be polite, but it's also, like, a me thing, because I'm fucking full of anxiety and paranoia.
Literally
but it happens
is.
a lot when people... It happens a lot when people give me fan art, because they took their time out of the day to draw me shit, and I'm just like, oh man, oh look at how good that is, and then I want to draw them something. That's the big thing with me. But I think I got off track. We're talking about Warframe, talking shit about Warframe.
Correct.
What is it? What did I have to say? Oh yeah. So what me loving the game, because I do love it, but when a big update comes out, like when Deadlock Protocol came out, I was like, ooh, Deadlock Protocol, and then I didn't start Warframe. I didn't have the need to click Warframe. I think I played League on the day that Deadlock Protocol released.
That's really interesting. So, like, the new content excited you, but you didn't have, like, any actual interest in playing the game?
Yeah, it was exciting. I was like, oh, wow, more lore and a quest and updates and weapons and a deluxe skin and a new Warframe, and I thought that was so cool, and then I just didn't play the game. And I feel like that applies to a lot of people right now. Like, we get excited about that shit, and then we just don't fucking play the game.
Yeah, I can kind of feel that.
That's also how I feel about Destiny 2 right now. All that cool shit just came out, and I have no need to start up Destiny.
From what I don't play Destiny 2, just for the record, but from what I've been hearing, Destiny 2 is in like the ship is sinking situation, kind of like Warframe, but not as bad, I've heard.
They just got like a whole bunch of new shit announced, so I can see people coming back.
And also they have like a proper AAA team behind them instead, so I guess
they do.
That.
They do. But yeah, I've never had like the drive to just click Warframe and actually play it. Because I feel like I would do the quest, and I would get Protea, and then I'd fucking get her up to 30 and get the weapons up to 30, and then after that I'd be like, what the fuck do I do?
You grind.
That's the problem.
I like how I like how you say grind is the problem, but a while back when you said you were going to do a 100 form of Stug, you didn't realize that then.
Yeah, I didn't realize what the fuck I was getting into.
You clearly didn't think that through.
I don't think anything that I do through. I get excited about a thing, and then I want to do a thing, and then I'm just like, oh fuck, that means I have to do this thing that I got really excited about and wanted to tell everyone I was doing.
Just pro tip.
I'm a very in-the-moment person about content when I make it.
Just pro tip, if you say you're going to do something, it's usually best if you follow up on it. Like, way back when Sabuchi did fucking 100 form Mesa. I did 100 to follow up on him as a joke, yeah? Then he did 250. I also did 250, again, just to follow up as a joke. Then he stopped doing it because he's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna stop, I'm tired. So I I kept going because I said on Discord literally days beforehand, hey, I'm gonna do 1,000 form of Volvan. People were like, oh, you're fucking lying. I'm like, oh, you think I'm lying? Okay. Followed up a few months later. Sorry, no, not months later, weeks later, because it was actually faster than I thought. And I did it, and people were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, yes.
Yes, exactly.
And when I was still in Japan, I put out on Twitter that I was and am still doing 10,000 forma, and people were like, yeah, no, you need help.
I can't believe you still fucking did that.
What, 1,000? It's actually not that bad.
I know, but like,
okay,
the more I think about the whole like putting,
if anything, in a very, very weird way, I'm kind of mad that you refuse to do 100 form of Stug, not because of the meme. Like, I understand if you hate the meme, because at this point the meme's kind of dead. What I'm a little bit upset about is you refuse to do it for the grind, when, in my honest opinion, I would rather do 100 forma of any weapon than 100 forma of a Warframe. Just because weapons are so easy to do.
Well, it's not so much the grind of doing 100 forma. I was referring to the grind of just the game as a whole. I could 100 forma the Stug, no problem.
Do it.
But the thing is, I have this dread of making a video about 100 forma Stug. I've had a couple friends be like, make a video where you just name a Stug 100 forma Stug, and I'm like, oh my god, how to lose subscribers in 5 seconds.
That would be like the biggest cop-out ever.
I know. And then I've had other people be like, 100 forma is stupid, and I'm like, yes, I know, that's the point. But yeah, it's the dread of making a video. Every time my whole process on making videos isn't on a schedule. It's, oh wow, that sounds like a good idea for a video. And then I start writing the script. Halfway through the script, I give up, and then I just don't make the video. And that's how it's been for like 3 months now.
You don't really need like a, what's the word, structure for a 100 forma video. Like when I did the 100 forma video, I did that as a straight up joke. But when I started getting more into it, like at 250 and 500, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna turn it because the meme's already dead. So fuck it. I might as well have some fun with it. So I turned it into like a semi-serious story shit, which people actually got into. And when I did 1000 Forma and I did the soundtrack to go with it, I did the soundtrack as a joke. It was 100% intended as a joke, but people were really into it. And then when I actually dropped the video of 1000 Forma, people were really fucking into it. And then a few days back, when I made that teaser trailer for this other thing that I'm doing that's Forma related, people are like, "It's sad that I'm more excited for this than I have been for Warframe lore in the past 2 years." Moral of the story is, dead memes are the best memes purely because you can make fucking anything out of them. I can't talk. Oh my god. Why haven't we shit on Warframe yet? What the fuck is going on?
Why haven't we shit on Warframe yet? We've just talked about the problems that we have that are Warframe related.
Oh, my bad. It's probably because I didn't notice, because I'm doing like other shit in the background.
Oh yeah, of course. That's how podcasts work. We talk about shit, and then we do shit in the background.
Yeah, anyway, fucking... Okay, we did like Protocol. What was before that? Fucking... Is it weird that, like, I have, when it comes to certain things in Warframe, I have like a fucking, like, insane memory? Like, if you asked me to pull up a screenshot of this one thing Steve said like 2-3 years ago, I could find it for you in like minutes. But
I'm 100% sure you could.
But if you asked me like, hey, what was the last update before Deadlock Protocol? I couldn't fucking tell you without Googling it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm autistic sometimes.
It's alright. You good.
I wouldn't be surprised if I am, honestly. Holy shit.
I've had a lot of people tell me that I have ADHD because of all the shit that I do. And I'm just like, you may be right, but I'm not going to tell you you're right.
Doesn't everyone technically have ADHD besides like anxiety and stuff?
I think those are two different things.
I don't know. I'm not a science fucking collegist. Well, I don't know what the word is. Anyway, fucking losing my train of thought here. Since you obviously don't really play that much Warframe anymore, since you're so into League now, why is it? At least, serious question. Why is it that you're so into League when it's exactly a trap like Warframe, kind of?
That's a good question. I've been playing League for 2.5 years now. And it's getting around the point of how I am about Warframe, where I'm just playing it casually and I'm not like super crazy about it. I think the whole thing about me playing League a lot more than Warframe is because I have a lot of friends that play League. And I feel like I have more fun playing with my friends in League than I do playing with my friends in Warframe.
True.
A lot of wacky shit happens when I play with like 5 people. Well, 4 other people technically. In League than I would playing with 3 of my friends in Warframe.
True. It's really fucking weird how... God.
Have you ever heard anyone... Okay, here's the thing. Have you ever heard anyone say, hey guys, let's drink and play Warframe?
Yeah, I was actually talking about doing that with Zabuchi and the others in the future, and as another fucking live stream.
I mean, I would fucking do that. That'd be fun.
I know,
but
right?
It's like, what would I have more fun drinking and playing on? Fucking League or Warframe? And I usually pick League because stupid shit happens in League. You can just do the stupidest, dumbest shit in League and everyone will laugh at you. And if you do stupid shit in Warframe, it's like, can you really do stupid shit in Warframe? You can act stupid.
Technically, yes.
You can fail a mission, but like you can always repeat the mission.
No, just take like a meme or not a meme, just fucking use shit that like nobody would expect to be good, and then make a video about it. Like fucking anything Mr. Warframe guy does. Like fucking.
I enjoy everything Mr. Warframe guy does.
Like
he's so fucking funny.
Like fuck it, just take a Nyx, randomize a build, and just go straight into mod. See how long you can go. And honestly, it's not that hard anymore because ever since they rolled out the changes for shields and stuff, fucking every Warframe by default can last like at least an hour in mod solo survival.
Yeah,
Fucking.
I get that.
I actually got a DM the other day from that guy who set the world record recently for the longest survival in Warframe ever. It was over 70 hours as Avara, obviously, and it kind of makes you fucking wonder if you had like a properly kitted out Warframe and build and shit. How long could you actually go?
That's fair. How long could you go?
I'm tempted to try that, but I don't really have my computer with me right now, so not exactly feasible.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
I would like to see how long that would be possible, and if the game would allow like super insanely long times, or if it would just be like, would it break or some shit, you know?
Yeah, and also because DE is pretty iffy when it comes to their not anti-cheat, but like the coding they use to detect if like shit's going like wonky on your side. Because I remember a post went up a while back of some other player did like a 9 hour long solo survival, and 9 hours long as in like he literally just sat there playing for 9 hours instead of he played a bit, then he paused it, then he came back the next day. Nah, it was 9 solid hours. He extracted, and then he got trade he got restricted from trading for 2 weeks straight because they suspected him of like suspicious activity or some shit like that. And when he asked why, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a precaution" or something like that, and they didn't take it off.
Big think. Makes you wonder.
It just seems kind of weird that like, I mean, yeah, I get it. If someone's playing a mission for over 2 hours, they're probably like hardcore farming. But if they're actually going to stay in there for like hours on end doing this one thing, you should just let them have the reward. Because making someone or having somebody play for literally hours on end and then say at the end of it, yeah, you can't do anything for 2 weeks, that's kind of a slap in the face. At least in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense. I understand that. Oh man, my mind just went elsewhere. Okay. Ugh.
What, league stuff?
No, I'm not playing League.
Because I was going to say, how the hell are you playing League and doing this at the same time?
No, I can't fucking multitask like that.
Really?
Yeah, I can't have like a talk with someone and play League at the same time.
I can kind of multitask. Like, if my internet connection wasn't shitty, I could probably be playing Final Fantasy XIV and doing this at the same time. But I don't want to risk it, because then my laptop will probably like blue screen or some shit.
It's also like I can't scroll Twitter or anything like that while having a conversation like this, so I'm kind of just staring at my wallpaper on my PC right now.
No, that's boring as shit. You should at least do something in the background. Like,
no, because then I'll forget what you said, and then I'll be like, wait, what?
I honestly don't give a shit if I have to restate myself. Fucking, it's better to like do something you normally wouldn't do, like standing K-pop people instead of just staring at a background.
Did you say standing K-pop people?
I don't know what the fuck it is you do. God.
I don't stand K. I hate fucking K-pop stands.
Take that back right now.
Why?
I'm joking, by the way. I don't watch K-pop either.
Oh god.
Oh man, someone out there is like, "Oh my god, Trey man watches K-pop, unsubscribe." Fucking A, man. But yeah, fucking, what was it gonna go about? Oh yeah, Deadlock Protocol. I'm still kind of surprised you haven't touched it like that much, at least, especially with the
I
whole.
have not touched it at all. I don't know what it is.
I'm not gonna.
All I know is that the Corpus are fucking idiots, and Protea's a thing now.
Yeah, I'm still surprised you haven't touched it, like, even for the fucking tile set change, which is actually really good, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, I forgot they fucking did tile set changes, and they changed up Jackal a bit, which is pretty good.
I actually haven't touched the Jackal thing yet, because I don't really have any reason to at this point. Fucking, ugh. I mean, if they let him, like, drop some good shit, like a decent amount of endo, yeah, maybe I would farm that. but all they did was just rework the boss fight like they did with Ambulus a while back. So it's like, yeah, it's cool, but once you're done with it, I mean, you're never gonna see it again unless you have swordies or something.
Yeah. You'll probably do the Jackal fight once, be like, wow, that was cool, and then never fucking do it again.
That's like 80% of Warframe right there.
Yeah, that's fair. You do one cool thing, and then you just never do it again. When was the last time anyone has actually, like, went into Cetus? Or, like, fought a fucking... What are they called? Eidolons? Yeah.
Oh my god, you forgot what Eidolons are.
I just did forget what Eidolons were called.
Are you sure you haven't played Warframe in weeks and not years?
No. I have not. I haven't played Warframe in a couple weeks. I think the last thing I did in Warframe was...
Okay, I'm aware that in Canada you use the metric system instead of customary, so is a week 7 days, or is it different?
Yes. A week is 7 days.
Okay. Because I don't know how you go from I haven't played Warframe in weeks to what are Eidolons?
I forgot what they were called for a second because I haven't fucking done them in like 2 years. Just like everyone else.
Fair, I guess.
You can get arcane so much easily now. Fucking... Yeah, when was the last time anyone's fucking done an Eidolon? They used to be fun. And then they weren't anymore.
As you're saying this right now, Xanagoth is crying in the corner.
They used to be fun, but they're not fun anymore.
It's...
I don't have fun fighting Eidolons if I wanted to fight an Eidolon, that is. But yeah, the last thing I did when I played Warframe was befriend my Kuvalich. My first Kuvalich.
Oh wow, you're really far behind.
4 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yes, 4 weeks ago was when I fucking freed my first Kuvalich. As in the Kuvalich I got when the fucking update released.
If you actually apply for the creator program, and if they put down a requirement of you have to play the game actively, you are so screwed.
I know.
If they actually put that down as a requirement of like, yeah, you have to play the game like actually actively, I can almost guarantee you that they're not going to get that many like applications. Like from artists, sure, but like actual people on YouTube, fuck no.
I would like to be part of the new program. It's just what would I contribute?
Nothing, because apparently
I don't...
now it's more of just making stuff to like hype up / fucking advertise Warframe instead of being like, hey, we're people who do stuff. We also can like send feedback to DE. That's cool, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I would do art stuff. I would love to continue doing poorly drawn Toregor, but it's like that means I have to continue doing it. Even though I promised that I would bring it back this year.
You should. Like, do it like for like a week and then just stop.
I always do things for a week and then stop.
Do it again.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to.
Shit.
I guess I will.
I can never relate to the struggles of being an artist, because that's like the one thing I can't do, even if like my fucking life depended on it.
Think of you want to do a million things, and you're like, I will do this thing first, and then you don't do that thing first, and you do something completely different from the other million things you wanted to do.
That doesn't make any sense.
You have... say like you have 10 things you want to do.
Okay.
And then you start on the first thing.
Okay.
And you say you want to do the first thing.
Okay.
And so you open up your drawing program to do the first thing, and you don't do that thing at all, and you do a different thing from the 10 things that you wanted to do.
Okay. Is that what art is like?
Yes.
That seems very confusing.
It is, because I can't understand it either.
But if it's that complicated, why don't you just like write down a list and be like, hey, I'm doing this thing now, and like just stare at it until you like actually do the thing.
About that, I have a list on my phone of like 20 or 30 things that I've wanted to draw and I haven't drawn any of it.
Why don't you just set aside like an hour or two, like per day, and just do that shit? I mean, you're literally fucking quarantined. What do you mean you don't have the time to do it?
I don't know. Because it's like, oh, I think about this thing and I want to draw that thing, and then I get on to draw that thing, and then I go, ugh, I have to draw that thing, and then I don't draw that thing. Art is weird. I cannot explain to you how artists work. I can't even explain to you how I work as an artist.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna stand art anyway. Jesus fucking
Every
Christ.
time I draw, it's like an in the moment, on impulse thing that I'm drawing, and not a thing that I've been thinking about drawing for weeks.
God, this is why I always fucking hated art class. Every single time is like, all right, here's like a fucking 64 pack of crayons and a piece of paper. Draw something. I would always just make fucking stick figures. Because I just don't get art, like, at all. Fucking A.
You'd have to do more Trainwreck episodes with other Warframe artists.
I technically am. I got Kevin Glint on the list.
Oh, good. As someone who's drawn a fuck ton of Warframes in their life, drawing Warframes is the most painful fucking thing ever.
Yeah,
It
and
is
also...
the worst. I feel sorry for anyone now that is still actually drawing Warframes on a regular basis.
Is it really that bad?
Like, you think it's easy. You would think by looking at Excalibur or Nyx, it would be easy. Their bodies can take me like 2 hours to do.
Okay, because
Don't even get me started on like the people that commission me to draw their own Warframes.
Because I've seen people do some crazy shit like oil on canvas, fucking dot art, like shit like that. It's like, holy shit, this takes like actual months to make and it doesn't piss you off making it?
Oh, art pisses all of us off when we make it.
So why bother making it?
Because we suffer for the art, that's why it's called painting.
I don't even know if I should laugh or cringe at that.
We love what we do, but God, is it just hard to do?
Oh my. Yeah, never. Remind me never to do fucking art. But anyway, yeah, half the reason why I asked Kevin to come on here eventually, and by eventually I mean literally 2 hours from now, is because he's like legitimately one of the only people in the Warframe community who I would actually stand.
He's an amazing artist. The shit he does boggles my mind.
Yeah, and fucking when I noticed on Twitter that he was like distancing more and more from Warframe, I'm like, I asked him on Twitter, or sorry, not Twitter, fucking Discord, like, yo, do you like not play Warframe anymore, or what's going on? Because I figured that like when you reach his level of DE fucking paid him to draw art, because I remember that he did the concept art for Harrow, Wisp, Hildren, and Baruch.
Garuda, right? Yeah.
I don't know about Garuda, but those 4 of the Warframes
I think he did Garuda.
Huh. Well, the more you know. But I know for sure that he did those 4 other Warframes. Fucking. And I'm like, you have to be like a god if D comes to you like over and over just to draw art. And then he was like, yeah, no, I'm just not like really having fun with the game anymore, and I don't like what they're doing. I'm like, oh my god, this is like watching a unicorn get gunned down in the street. It's sad.
Yeah, he did do Garuda.
Wow, I actually did not know that.
And he also drew art for Baruch, but their whole thing was that they wanted to reveal him through art, so...
I actually like that approach of revealing stuff through art. Instead of, yeah, here's a trailer, and here's what we're doing, and it's gonna get delayed, and yeah, whatever.
I was surprised when you mentioned Harrow. I didn't know he did Harrow, and now that makes me really happy, because Harrow's one of my favorite Warframes.
Yeah, because I explicitly remember that, I forgot what dev stream it was on, but near the end of some dev stream, Rebecca said something along the lines of, and now fucking we're gonna show like a quick teaser, like art drawing made by Kevin Glint of our next coming Warframe Harrow, and it was really cool because it was like the actual art that Kevin made, but it was like animated a little bit by DE themselves. Like it zoomed out, the fucking thermal he was carrying was moving. There was like sounds in the background. It was dope as shit.
Oh yeah, animated splash art's awesome. League has a ton of it.
Yeah, I've seen some fan-made splash art for League, and it's actually like pretty good, like Riot level. I'm surprised they don't actually put it in the game yet.
They stopped doing animated splash arts last year. It was a shame.
Why?
I don't know.
Fucking
I
A.
really don't know, and it makes me sad. But
what?
fuck. What was I gonna say? Shit, I forgot.
Brilliant.
That's what I get for scrolling. The fucking Twitter.
You actually took my advice and you're doing something. Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I took my advice. I took your advice. I did it, and now look what happened.
It's probably because it's the first time you're doing it. Just get used to it. It's not my fault you suck.
Damn. Okay.
Don't even get offended. You've heard worse.
I mean, yes, but damn. Okay.
Okay, kind of going back on topic. Fucking.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or at least go back to what we were talking about earlier about the fucking creator program for Warframe? I mean, I really dig the approach of let's let a lot more people apply to it, but at least in my opinion, it seems a little bit counterproductive to say we're gonna let fucking everyone apply for it, but also say we're gonna fucking lower slash. I don't even remember if they said lower or raise, but they said we're gonna like change the entry requirements. So is it like, do you want everyone to join, or do you want like only a certain crowd of people? Because at least going off what they said of like, yeah, we're accepting Captura artists and fan artists now. Does that technically mean that, let's say, they don't fucking accept me to the creator program, if I just made an alternate account, made like bullshit posts by just screenshotting my Warframe and Captura, and then calling myself a Captura artist and get accepted, would that still be possible, or what?
I mean, in theory, yes. I'm someone that's like, if you're good at Captura, you know, more power to you. But I don't think that constitutes Warframe partnership. You know,
It kind of does now,
a
especially
controversial thought, but you know.
But what?
That's how I feel about it.
Oh, no, because that is kind of how it's gonna be. Because fucking, unless I read it wrong, the post that slash announcement they made basically said like, yeah, we're updating it, so now we have the fucking creator program. Creators get day one access, and we're opening it up to everyone, which basically boils down to we're letting a lot more people apply to it, and since we're getting a lot more people applying for it, we're going to be giving out a lot more day one access, meaning a lot more people are going to be getting free shit, meaning less people are going to be grinding slash playing our game. And since we have more people in this program, we have to enforce the NDA even more. So, in a very, very weird way, in my opinion, it seems like they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Because before, at least total partners, I want to say, if I remember the count right, it was like 170 something, including partners who weren't English. And now, if they're opening it up to like fucking everyone, they might have like
a lot of people.
well over 250. And how the fuck are you gonna enforce an NDA with that? Because you know that someone's gonna break that shit, especially if it's easier to get in.
Yeah, I pulled this up. The content creator program is supporting fan artists, Captura artists, podcast, fan sites like community tools and shit like that, streamers, and YouTubers.
Yeah, I still feel like it would have been better if they just completely overhauled the rules of the existing partner program. It technically would have still been a reset button, like as they're doing now, but not as severe, because they could have just done the same thing they did with the chat moderators, where they basically said, okay, fucking, we did a thing, we updated literally all the fucking rules, everyone's been retrained, if any shit happens, we're gonna do something about it. I feel like they could have just done that same thing with the partner program, basically said, like, okay, we're fucking updating the rules, and everyone is aware of the rules, and everyone signed all that shit, because at least the way it was for the partner program is that before they give you access to like secret squirrel shit, to like NDA stuff, they make you sign like a fucking document via PDF. Because I remember doing that when I was in Japan. I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a fucking nightmare with having more people apply to that.
Yeah. Also, people that were Warframe partners prior to this change, none of you all have to reapply, don't you?
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's not to like be like really smug and say, "Oh, we're kicking out everyone," without actually kicking everyone out. I feel it's more like to be fair, so people don't get like carried over.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
And also because it's kind of smart in a way, because they're making it so everyone has to apply regardless of who you were before, because they even said, at least I think they said somewhere, that like with this program we're going to look at you based on the new rules we have and not our interactions in the past. So it basically means like everyone is equal. We don't really give a shit what you did before. And yeah, that's basically it.
The thing that I'm gonna think of is, what if they pulled a double standard and not let a couple people in that were Warframe partners prior? Just regardless of what they've done, you know?
Oh, you mean how they do double standard shit all the time, mostly on Twitter?
I feel like there will be a lot of drama of, oh, I didn't get into the content creator program even though I was a Warframe partner prior to this, you know?
No, going a little bit back to what I was saying like 2 minutes ago, I just think it's kind of smart of them to just blanket remove everyone, because in the partner program we did have like inactive fucking people, like a pretty decent amount. So getting rid of everyone would force people who weren't active before to either like actually try and be active to get back in the program, or just not let them in at all if they just not active anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. If it's an inactive Warframe partner, there's no point in letting them in.
Yeah. Especially now,
Wh-
since they're opening it up to everyone, because someone's just gonna fucking do the bare minimum just for day one shit. Which,
oh,
honestly,
yeah.
I would say, I mean, I don't like it, but it's understandable, because it is free shit.
Fuck. God damn it. What was I gonna say? I keep losing my train of thought. I'm like, ooh, I can talk shit about Warframe, and then I forget. I'm sorry. I'm like this.
It will behoove you to write down your thoughts.
Yeah, I should have written this down before we did this.
Fucking yeah, like every single time like I'm at work and I think of some random shit Warframe related, I just like immediately jot it down on my phone. Because otherwise I only think about it for like 20 seconds and then I just lose it forever.
I had so much to say during the first time we did this,
I remember that.
and now I have nothing.
Probably because you've been playing Warframe less.
I guess. I guess it's because I got everything I had to say out of my system back then.
I don't fucking know, man. It's not my fault that you don't really have much to say when you're busy with League and shit.
I wish I was busy with Warframe again. I wish I had a reason to play it again, but I don't.
That's sad. And yet
I guess.
And yet you'd still want to apply for the creator program?
Because I still love the game. I don't know.
Yeah, big mood, honestly. Big mood.